I know you're all excited for this one. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. As we've seen with the New Balance SC Elite V4 and the pictures that I've seen of the SC Trainer V3, it is no secret that New Balance is bringing the heat in 2024 and completely revamping their FuelCell line, which also means that the Rebel got a complete revamp as well. Introducing to you all the New Balance Rebel V4. Before we start talking about shoes, and more shoes, I do want to thank you if you are subscribed to this channel and ask that you please do subscribe if you are not already. I'm trying to get to 20K subscribers and we are almost there, but any subscription obviously helps. So please go do that if you could. And also, if you could please go follow me on Instagram. If one video a week on YouTube is not enough, I'm posting running content, shoe content, live content, all the content there a lot more frequently. So please go follow me there at Run Like Heller. Back to the Rebel V4. So what is the Rebel? Where does it fit in the FuelCell line, which is New Balance's performance line of shoes, if you didn't know that. But the Rebel is supposed to be the lightweight daily trainer / speed day shoe that does not have a plate. When the first one came out in 2019, I kind of think of it as a super trainer before super trainers really existed. You could do your daily mileage in it, but you could also absolutely do tempo pace in it. In fact, it was my 2019 shoe of the year. I also really liked V2 of this shoe because it was cool looking, but it also felt good underfoot. The composition of the FuelCell foam had changed, but there still just wasn't enough foam underfoot for me to really take it long. And then V3 came around and I honestly hated the way it looked and I didn't like the way it felt when I ran in it, so I didn't even review it for the channel. So the Rebel was kind of this like shoe that wasn't really heading in a direction that I was digging. Now V4, as I said here, is completely redesigned. We have a new upper, we have a new midsole foam, we got a new outsole. But are these changes any good? Are they gonna make me wanna run in a Rebel again? Those are the things that we're gonna talk about today. But first, of course, you gotta watch the running footage. Before we get started today, I do want to let you know that this shoe was sent to me by New Balance. However, they're not going to see this video before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions are always my own. New Balance is using a redesigned engineered mesh here in the upper of the Rebel V4. It's super lightweight and it's incredibly breathable through that forefoot. If we go to the midfoot, you'll see that Phantom Fit logo. That's the same technology that's in the new SC Elite V4. Basically what it is a technology that helps to lock your midfoot down onto the platform. Other than that though, midfoot is pretty minimal. And if we go to the back, the heel counter is sturdy, but there is also a little bit of give there. I have kind of mixed feelings on this upper. I really like the materials they chose. I think they're comfortable on the top of my foot. I'm not getting any annoying rubbing or anything like that. However, there might be just too much material here for my foot. Now the shoe is true to size. I don't think I have any problems with the length in the forefoot, but the overall width of the shoe is what I have issues with. And I know Thomas from Believe in the Run said the same exact thing because we both have narrow feet. As you can probably see, if I hold the shoe like this, I have to really cinch down these laces to the point that the sides of the shoes almost touch in order to activate that phantom fit technology. This Rebel, the V4, is, I think, certainly going to be wider than the previous versions, which might be a great thing for you, but it wasn't ideal for me personally. And even the platform of the shoe is much wider. I also don't love the tongue of this shoe. The material they used is comfortable and it is gusseted, but it just doesn't come up high enough, which seems to be a trend with a lot of the shoes that I've reviewed recently. It just needs to come up a little bit higher, just a little bit. Despite some of the issues that I did have with this upper, once I was able to get that proper fit through the midfoot, I didn't even think about the upper anymore. It's like it melted to my foot and just vanished, and I was able to put in the miles just fine. I had no issues with hot spots, blisters, or irritation in the upper of the Rebel V4, and I would say that while we're probably not the perfect match, we did find a way to make our relationship work, and that is what it's all about. All right, moving on down to this yellow gob of a midsole. This is also a pretty huge change from the previous versions. Here, the FuelCell foam has been completely redesigned, and they're using a PIBA EVA blend, which is similar to its older sibling, the SC Elite V4, which has 100% PIBA. Here, they're giving you a blend, I think to save on money, but also to give you some more durability through that foam. I have about 30 miles in the Rebel V4, and most of those miles have been easy to moderate paced. Oh, and I also did a workout yesterday that we'll get to. This is just one of those shoes that I keep wanting to lace up over and over and over again. This foam does feel pretty good, but it's just because it's simple, it's comfortable, and it works for a variety of different things. I loved it for my easy runs because it feels very easy on the legs, but you're not getting that mushy sinking in feeling sensation that you do get from a lot of max cushion shoes that you might take out on an easier run. And because it's lightweight, it's not weighing down my already tired legs. You know, I'm not really sure that I could say with confidence that I could run a marathon in any of the previous Rebels, but I think with the V4, I am fully confident saying that I could 100% take this for 26.2 miles, and I would. There's plenty of softness and protection from the road to take you long, and for me, that's a really big game changer when it comes to the Rebel. Now, when I took it out on my workout yesterday, which was a half mile at tempo pace, a half mile off, some cool down, you know, a little bit of everything, I felt like this PIBA foam when I was in my tempo half miles, it really came to life, and this shoe had a different personality. Of course, it's not going to be the same propulsion and spring that you're getting from a plated shoe like maybe the SC Trainer, but it held its own, and I was able to keep my tempo paces and keep the turnover going just fine. I felt the reaction from the foam when my foot was compressing into it, and that coupled with the softness just makes for a really nice sensation when you're running in it. The downside of this foam is that I felt like my foot was sitting in a bucket seat in the forefoot a little bit. This looks like a decent amount of foam, and generally speaking it is, but I think my foot is actually sitting a little bit lower in it, and the walls of the foam kind of come up. So my foot is sitting here, and then it feels like this sensation. Hard to describe. But I do have to wonder if that is going to cause a durability issue with this shoe. If I'm already feeling that with 30 plus more miles, am I gonna feel like it's thinning out in that forefoot? I don't know, time is gonna tell. That's really the only downside I have with this midsole though. And all of this being said, this shoe gives me like daily trainer vibes more than it does a workout shoe. I think generally the previous versions give more of a speed day kind of energy, and this teeters slightly more to the daily trainer spectrum of things. I think the reason why I keep wanting to grab this shoe is because it just feels so good on my runs where I don't care what my pace is, and I just want to do what I do that day. And if I want to pick up the pace, it has no problem doing that. It also does have some characteristics of my favorite shoe ever, the Hoka Clifton 1 OG. That shoe was cushioned, super lightweight, and kind of a simple, minimal vibe. Those are all of the same vibes that I get here. To me, this midsole is a major upgrade. Turning this shoe over, the outsole of the shoe is also very different for 2024. Pretty much just got some rubber in the forefoot and 2 pads of it in the heel and lots of exposed FuelCell foam in the midfoot. What I don't recommend is taking the shoe out on a snowy, icy day because it doesn't really do too well in those conditions, but I mean, what shoe does? But on the standard drier days that I took the shoe out before we started getting all this snow, it was just fine. It gripped onto the pavement as it needed to. I felt confident that this shoe was going to keep me upright, and it did just that. It looks like the rubber is holding up fine too. I know I only have like 30 miles in this shoe, but I'm not seeing any really crazy signs of wear. And the exposed FuelCell foam is also holding up just fine. No fraying or anything like that. I believe the New Balance Rebel V4 will be available in March at $140 for the price tag. I think that's a pretty fair price for a shoe of this kind, and I do think it'll be worth the money. Obviously, it's not available yet, but when it is, I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can click that and pick up your own pair. Keep in mind that will be an affiliate link with Running Warehouse, however, it won't mean much for you. It'll just help out my channel so I can keep making these videos, which I want to keep doing. So overall, this is a really big win for me. I enjoy this shoe quite a bit, and I want to keep running in it as much as I possibly can, but I know I can't do that because I got other shoes to review. It's a dilemma, but it's a good dilemma to have. Are you interested in the New Balance Rebel V4? Will you be picking it up in March? Are you not really feeling this shoe anymore? And one more thing before I go, I know that this angular design that New Balance is using in 2024 is kind of polarizing. I love it. I think it looks super cool, kind of like new age and badass, but what do you guys think? Do you think it's totally ugly? Do I have bad taste? You can also let me know if I have bad taste in the comments below. Well, everyone, that concludes this video on the New Balance Rebel V4. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. I also wasn't sure about this colorway at first, but I actually am really digging it. I have another video for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. So yesterday, I actually had filmed this video and all the talking points, and then I put my card into my computer and realized that the video had no audio. So we're gonna be working on this video all day. Once you see it though, as you're probably watching it right now, that's the most rewarding part of it for me. But just goes to show you that these YouTube videos, as content creators, we go through some technological challenges sometimes, and it happens, but it's always worth it in the end. And hopefully this video has sound. If you're watching it, it does. Okay, I'm rambling. Goodbye.